Howdy. It's a gross, rainy Saturday morning, and I'm going to probably work on some knives this morning and ignore all of my other responsibilities. But before I do that, I figured I would keep you guys in the loop and give you a quote-unquote shop tour and introduce you to my new grinder that I got. So this is basically the entire steel Ovan knife making shop right here. This is a bench in my dad's shop here. He lets me use, which is freaking awesome. It's a heated shop and it's just absolutely awesome. So super grateful I got to use that, at least for the time being. Because of that fact, 'cause it's not my own shop, I am severely limited on space. And so it is kind of a crap show here, as you can see. But right now I have all my belts hung on the side just with screws, because I don't want to take up wall space or anything. This is my new grinder that I talked about in another video a little bit ago. This is a Origin Blade Maker 2 horsepower 2x72 grinder. This thing is very expensive, but as far as grinders go, it's probably like mid-range. But for like a hobbyist grinder, it's kind of a lot. I, however, have been enjoying it immensely. It is just absolutely night and day compared to what I was using. I was using the Harbor Freight 1x30. Still have it. It's in the closet. I never use it. This thing is just insane. I mean, I love having the variable speed on it. That is, you have no idea how much of a difference that makes in a whole bunch of different scenarios. Sharpening just being one of them. Also, having flat wheels on this and having it be thicker than the 1 inch and the rounded wheels, it just makes keeping bevels, looking nice so much easier. So it's just absolutely night and day for this thing. Having a nice big platen on here, that is also huge. Before I had a little tiny, 1 inch by 2.5 inch, I guess. So yeah, that's just night and day. And being able to swap out tools, I save so much time using this thing too. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a very slow knife maker. I am a very new knife maker, so take that into consideration. But yeah, from start to finish on builds, it can take me a week for one, or sometimes longer, depending on how much time I can find to actually work on the darn thing. So I've completed a couple knives already. I'll show them to you guys in a future video, I guess. But this is more just kind of introducing you to this absolutely awesome piece of machinery and kind of what I'm working with these days. So yeah, this thing, one of the huge things about it, yeah, it's a mess. Sorry, I didn't clean it off for you guys because I figured I was just going to be getting it dirty again. So yeah, it can go horizontal, which is huge. It's just makes all the difference. And then having a super flat rest. I do all my grinding. This is just, I guess I'll quick show you that. That's some Damasteel. I may or may not make, I'm trying to make 2 little knives out of it. One's for my uncle, one's going to be for me. We'll see if I actually get this one off the ground. I'm still in the kind of planning phase. But so that's just one of the projects I might be working on in the future. But yeah, having this awesome, nice big flat work rest is huge. Since I do all of my grinding on a jig here, this is also an Origin Blade Maker jig. I was using a piece of angle iron that I made before, which it worked okay. This is a totally another level in precision and just keeping your angles right. And the way they want you to do it is to actually bolt your knife down. I just have this tape on here to don't scratch up finishes, because I was finish grinding with this earlier. But I actually like these little tiny clamps on here. You can get it, if you get it locked down properly, it's so much quicker than, doing it, the bolt-on method. Yes, it's not as repeatable, it's not as consistent, but from an efficiency standpoint, I just like it better. Also, there's the Dremel. Wind up using that a lot. probably will be using it less now that I have a nice grinder. So I've already been trying to kind of learn how to grind bevels on like handles and that kind of stuff. I'm learning a lot. Learning a lot, kind of messing things up a lot, but still haven't made any scrap metal, so that's good. This is one, being able to, just the adjustability on this Origin blade maker is insane. Just being able to like angle your platen and like track your belt side to side and adjust your tension. Like my other machine was so primitive compared to this thing. I have so many more options, and it's just, I can't even tell you how, how many doors it opens up, and also just how much easier and more efficient I am on this thing. So, yep. And then to go along with this machine, this is kind of a jumbled mess. Got this guy. This is a, you put wheels in it, and then you can grind like choils and that kind of stuff, and grind profiles. Get this mask out of the way. I also have this guy. This is an Origin blade maker rest. It's an expensive rest, absolutely 100% worth it. This thing has infinite adjustment pretty much. So for doing like bevels on handles and that kind of stuff. I also use this one to do all my horizontal grinding. I set it up perfectly perpendicular to my belt, and that's what I grind all of my profiles and stuff to keep everything nice and square. So yeah, it's just a bunch of other assorted crap. Extra slides here, and yeah, it's a total mess right now. Towels just to try to keep the mess under control. You don't even want to look at this, but this is all the like hand tools that I sometimes use. Use this magnet for flattening blade blanks, so that's what I use a lot. Here's the old sharpening or grinding jig. Got one of these. This is great. It's a blade centering scribe, so you can scribe down the middle of your blade just to make it more accurate. I used drill bits before and it works okay, but this is better. So, yep, that is the crap show. Calipers. That is, I'm hoping to eventually have my own shop and be able to kind of set things up more. But as of now, it's a mess. Little tiny vacuum cleaner over there. I have to clean up, at the end of the day, because I don't like leaving my dad's shop a mess. So I vacuum up frequently. Anyway, so that's like the first part, and then I have a little storage cabinet over here with some materials and stuff. I guess I'll show you. So that's in here, and this is, I basically just get two little shelves here. That's the old grinder over there, and then this is just like a box of materials, steel, stabilized wood, that kind of stuff. Kydex, don't look at those are top secret. I'm working on those in the future. Also got one of these recently. This is a arbor press. That thing is freaking awesome for Kydex. The way I was doing it before would always kind of smash out the back of the Kydex rivets. This one makes them beautifully, they're a little different than the front, but they're just so much more clean looking and professional looking. This is just more supplies, more like micarta, G-Flex. I just got this stuff recently. I was using another form of the West system before, but just swapped over to G-Flex. So it's a little pricey, but I kind of like it. I don't know. I don't notice any difference like working with it, but I like the idea of added flexibility. Drill bits, that kind of thing. 1, 2, 3 blocks. Those things are awesome. So yeah, that's the kind of supplies. Kydex making stuff's all up there. As you can see, I'm working with very little space here. So eventually I'd like to expand or whatever, but as of now, it's totally just a hobby, so this makes sense. I also have, I use the drill press and the bandsaw a bunch. Those are in the other room, so I'm not going to like show them to you or anything. But those are two things that I use super frequently. bandsaw, I actually, I jerry rig it up. I put it in a vise, and then I can wedge the trigger down, so it just kind of runs infinitely, and I just use it like a standing bandsaw. Yeah, it's super ghetto, but hey, it works. All right, anyway, hopefully this was, semi-entertaining. I don't know, I just figured I'd show you guys what I'm doing, and because I haven't made a video for a while. Hopefully you guys have a good day. Let me know what you're working on, what I should change. I mean, I probably already know, but or another fun tool I need, toy tool, same thing. Anyway, hopefully you guys have a great Saturday. I'm going to enjoy mine working out here, and I will see you guys in a future video. See ya.